Hello. How are you guys doing? I am hot as Hades. Okay, that's one. Air conditioner is acting effed up right now. I know, it sucks. And so that's going on. That's why, like, if you notice I'm like really dewy, that's why it's sweat. It's not your imagination, it's fucking sweat. Okay. Anyway, hope you guys are great. So I was in the mood to do some content. One of the things I wanted to do a video on is this guy who I saw his video on, he was talking about like how to know if a guy is really into you. And he was talking about women who come to him with saying things like, oh, he's sending me mixed signals. Like, I think he really likes me, but we haven't talked in days, or da-da-da, you know, whatever, right? And I want to say to women who have been the victim of a mixed signal, or even of a guy who came across like he was really into you and he was not, you're not crazy. You're not the problem. There are men who will play in your freaking face in many different ways. These guys will play in your face. Now, the way that I want to talk about is that there are men who do not like you, do not respect you, do not love you, but on the surface, they seem to, because they act as if they can't live without you. They're constantly in your space. If anything, like, they're clingy and everything. And so you think, like, of course they're into me. Of course they're obsessed with me, whatever. I mean, I want to, moving forward, be more mindful about speaking of my ex. He hasn't complained about my channel, thankfully, and according to him, he stopped watching my videos a little bit after we broke up because I would bring him up in unflattering ways. He never called me a liar about anything I said, but I would bring him up in unflattering ways, and, you know, I can understand how that could be difficult to listen to. I'm sure if the shoe was on the other foot, I'd feel the same way, okay? I might even end up in jail in a situation like that. Like, oh, you want to talk about me again? Okay, like, no. But anyway, Detroit. No, but I'm just saying, like, so I get it, you know, but for me, I do it because I'm trying to reach women who are like me, who need a voice, you know, who can understand staying in a toxic ass relationship, but being fully aware, hey, this guy is messed up, but I'm gonna stay with him because I don't want to be by myself. Hey, sis, hi, if that's like, if you've been there, hi. Because a lot of people don't like to own up to this stuff, and I like to take ownership of it because I feel like, who is lying serving? How is this helping anybody to come on here and fake the funk? Like, you know who gets on my nerves, high key, low key, are people who act as if a man cheats on them, they will leave the first time when they won't leave the first time. Now, if you are someone who will leave, shout out to you and big respect on you. I love you. Like, you, I mean that, no sarcasm. You are my girl. You guys rock so fucking hard. The girls who do not take any disrespect, you run at them red flags, which, that's the thing though. If you run at the first red flag, you're not emotionally invested. So the ones who are emotionally invested, but as soon as that dude has you effed up, you're out of there and you don't play with him, you guys rock so fucking hard in my book. I'm not kidding. Like, I love you guys for real. But understand, most women are not like that. Well, at least to say quite a few of us. We are not just cheated on one damn time and then we head on out the door, never to hear from that guy again, or he never hears from us again. That's not usually the case. A lot of times we call ourselves trying to forgive and forget, move forward, cognitive dissonance, pretending like it never happened, etc., etc. Okay, our own friends or family can tell us, hey girl, I saw him leaving a hotel room with what appeared to be a sex worker, and it's like, you're lying. And it's like, okay, you know, could describe the very outfit this man was wearing and said to take pictures, and that's like, that's not him. Like, okay, y'all, like, you know, it's so, if you are strong enough to head on out and to stand in your shit, I love you for that. But please understand, like, the people who I have known women who have played that game, like, oh, if my man did this, I would go upside his head. If my man did this, I would leave. And they don't go anywhere. Sorry, I got cut off. But anyway, as I was saying, these women do not go anywhere, and they're just talking smack. And I have mixed feelings about the idea if I do see a man do something dishonest to a woman who I know, should I say something? I don't know. Like, I know this one person, I had to get to a point where I had to stop telling this girl stuff that I knew, because I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere positive. So I started biting my tongue on things, you know, because I knew that if anything, she would run back to him and tell him, create all this negative energy that didn't need to be there, and she was not going anywhere. Like, he couldn't get rid of that girl with a stick of dynamite. I mean, it was one of those kind of situations. And so, you know, when you're dealing with somebody like that, which that's a video on its own, but when you're dealing with someone like that, it really doesn't serve you to call yourself trying to help her out, you know, and talk to her and stuff, because she ain't going nowhere. Okay, if anything, you're gonna go somewhere as her friend. So just saying. Anyway, but I don't want to fuck with people like that anymore. Anyway, you know, I can't handle people that live in a world of falsehoods and everything. You know, that's just not my thing. But I'm going completely off the topic to say this, that you're not crazy when you think that a guy who has a guy sending mixed signals, and that you think a guy who's like acting obsessed with you or whatever really doesn't like you. You know, all of these men on these true crime shows that end up killing the women they're with, they don't like those women. Clearly, they don't like them. They don't love them. When I was a child, the belief was that these men loved these women too much. That's why they killed them, because they couldn't handle the love. That's not love. Anybody who would do these horrible things to you, that is not love. That's not what that is. Okay? There are men who are just naturally codependent. They want to partner with someone, and they may resent you or just whatever because they can't get the woman they want to partner with. I've seen that too. Okay? I've seen that too. So I'm just saying, like, you're not crazy. I don't know how to tell you how to avoid it, honestly. I will tell you, one of the ways to avoid it is to not chase after a man. You know, let him make all the moves. I will say that. I think that's a really good way of avoiding a situation like that. But that's not the end all be all, because I've been pursued by somebody who played in my face like that too. So that's not the end all be all. But I think it can help a little bit if you're someone who you're like, oh, I'm gonna ask him out. Okay, you can, but just bear in mind that no matter how perfect of a package you are, either you're at the right address or the wrong address. And if you're at the wrong address, that perfect package is not well received. You know what I mean? So I'm not a dating coach. I'm just someone who's had a shitty love life, and I'm here to share it and connect with other women who have can relate, you know, and maybe we can grow together. But that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. Bye.